Coming up, a Valdosta man tells authorities he was robbed, but they have their doubts.
And we're looking at a very cold night ahead. If you need heat, we'll tell you where to get warm.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Allison Thorpe.
And I'm Brittany Williams. If you're a victim of a robbery, you should always report it to the police. However, falsely reporting a robbery could land one Valdosta man in jail. News reporter Lanika Alexander has more on this story.
Authorities say a 38-year-old Valdosta man told police he was kidnapped and robbed on Friday. The victim told officers that the suspects got away with nearly $600 and a cell phone. Officers discovered, however, that those allegations were false. The suspect claimed that the victims robbed him at gunpoint and forced him in a vehicle. However, authorities found that those allegations were false due to a drunken state that the man was in Friday night. Authorities want to remind citizens that falsely reporting a crime can land jail time. If convicted, the man can face up to 12 months in prison and a $1,000 fine. Authorities are still pending charges against the man. For News Valdosta, I'm Lanika Alexander.
Temperatures in Valdosta are expected to drop down into the low 20s for the next few nights. Now, if you need heat, several shelters will open to help you. One of them is operated by Allowance Associated Ministries to People, also called LAMP. And the Salvation Army and Mission Point Baptist Church are also offering relief from the cold. While the Salvation Army shelter only accepts men, the LAMP shelter now accepts men, women, and children. An ID is needed, and parents should bring birth certificates for their children. If the stay is going to be longer than a night, those staying must go to the police for a background check. The church's doors also will be open during the cold weather to families. All shelter services are available 24/7.
Teaching children about drug awareness while they're young helps them to grow and understand the dangers that drugs can cause. Recently, I was able to visit a group of kids who are in a drug awareness program and go by the name of DEFY. Not only does the Valdosta Police Department do their best to serve and protect the community, but they also do their best to serve and progress the growth of the youth by starting off first with breakfast.
Once a month, the children in the Drug Education for Youth program, or better known as the DEFY program, are escorted by Officer Venotis Williams along with his partner William Shirley. The students are taken on a day-long adventure starting with the most important meal of the day, breakfast at their restaurant of choice. Within the Drug Education for Youth program, the children learn what drugs are, the dangers of using drugs, as well as how to avoid them at an early age.
I like about being in DEFY is how we learn about drugs and illegal drugs and how to stay away from them.
After breakfast, the children are taken to complete their main activity of the day, which can range in a variety of events. Today's objective was community service, cleaning up the woods in the neighborhood.
Kids benefit from this because their mentors keep an eye on them for a year long. And it's been proven that if you can really mentor a child for up to a year, constantly being in their lives, then they're more likely not to get into trouble.
The DEFY program has been occurring for over 20 years now and is making great strides into keeping our youth drug-free. If anyone has questions as to how to get their child into the DEFY program, you can contact Officer Venotis Williams at the Valdosta Police Department. I'm Brittany Williams, and this is News Valdosta.
The second annual edition of Valdosta Lounge's Parks and Recreation's award-winning stock cart race was held Saturday. Reporter Xavier Hall was there and filed this story.
The Hobby Lobby parking lot was the site of the second annual stock cart race, hosted by the Valdosta Lounge Parks and Recreation Authority and sponsored by Hungry at Home. I learned more about both organizations and how they benefit the community. VLPRA provided the carts, families brought the decorations, and their fastest runners. Families and organizations were invited to create a team of 4, bringing at least $25 of food for Hungry at Home, decorating their carts in their team's theme, and then drag racing against other teams in multiple heats. The event collected over $1,500 worth of food and several of the teams went home with awards. After a brief word from Mayor Gale and other public officials, it was time for what we'd all been waiting for, the races. Racers came from all over the community, including Vika, Smoothie King, and the fire department. Hungry at Home provides food for children who may not have enough to eat outside of school hours. Volunteers fill backpacks with food and send them home with kids on Friday afternoons. The children then return the empty backpacks on Mondays. I asked the Temple family what made their winning race so special.
We appreciate the Valdosta Lounge Park and Recreation for holding this event to help children that are in need. And what better way to bring our family closer together than potentially helping other families?
Approximately 60% of the children in Lowndes County receive free or reduced meals. There were awards given for the largest food donation, best cart decoration, and the fastest shopping cart. VLPRA was named State Agency of the Year last week for populations ranging from 80,000 to 150,000 by the Georgia Recreation and Park Association. Sarah, the program coordinator, spoke about the accomplishments from last year's race.
It was an awesome turnout this year. It was our second annual one. So to kind of put it in perspective, last year we had 4 teams and raised about $350 worth of goods. This year we had 12 teams racing and we're closer to $1,500. So it was a huge success.
Hungry at Home accepts donations in order to bridge the nutritional gap for struggling families. Xavier Hall, News Valdosta.
Authorities in Colquitt County report the arrest of a Moultrie man who abducted a woman and drove around with her in his vehicle for half an hour while holding her at knife point. The victim has been identified as 32-year-old Heather Scoggins and her kidnapper as 42-year-old Timothy Nicholas. The two allegedly were involved in a long-term relationship that had recently ended, and when Nicholas went to where Scoggins lives to speak with her, he reportedly spotted another man and took off with her in his vehicle. Nicholas was later found and arrested.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a free forum on avoiding fraud and other holiday scams.
And we'll also take a look into the Valdosta Regional Airport Security Media event. Stay with us.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Valdosta State University.
Encouraging.
In-depth inquiry.
Hands-on experience.
Service and involvement.
And a global view.
While offering
a beautiful residential campus.
Over 100 fields of study.
Graduate and online degrees.
And championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Citizens are invited to attend a community fraud awareness forum from 6 to 7 tonight. This forum will be held at the Health Sciences and Business Administration Building in room 1107 on Valdosta State University's North Campus. This free event, sponsored by VSU, will feature information on how to protect yourself from fraud and other scams during the holiday season. Parking is available in the parking lot adjacent to the Health Sciences and Business Administration Building. For more information, contact VSU Communications Director Teresa H. Boyd.
The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, hosted a media event this morning at the Valdosta Regional Airport. The TSA talked about prohibiting items found at Valdosta Regional Airport to remind passengers what is and isn't allowed aboard aircraft when traveling. The TSA was established on the wake of 9/11 to strengthen the security of the nation's transportation systems. It also secures all nation's airports and screens all commercial airline passengers and baggages.
Movember is an annual event where men grow out their mustaches for the entire month of November in order to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer. Its goal is to change the face of men's health. South Georgia Medical Center will be having a November Men's Health panel tonight from 6 to 7. The event is open to the public and a great opportunity to ask health questions to local doctors.
The Historic Preservation Commission is a group of people that come together to improve and maintain the upkeep of a historic community in a city. However, one may question the very importance of that group of people. News reporter Lanika Alexander explains.
From shutters to gutters to driveways and porches, to even historic walking tours. The Historic Preservation Commission does a lot for the historic community here in Valdosta. But let's take a look at how important the commission really is. With meetings being held every first Monday of each month, the Historic Preservation Commission does a lot to ensure the upkeep of the historic community here in Valdosta. Current Historic Preservation and Special Projects Planner Emily Foster had this to say.
The Historic Preservation Commission regulates the properties in our local historic district. They protect those properties from unwanted changes or changes to them that could be detrimental to the history and culture of our city. They also can recommend properties for historic designation, so new properties or properties that aren't in the historic district currently. They can recommend to City Council for designation.
From downtown revitalization to even neighborhood stabilization, the Historic Preservation Commission generates tourism, creates jobs, and affordable housing. But not every resident of Valdosta is aware of the Historic Preservation Commission.
Yeah, I think it is important in the community. But I've been here for 4 years and I didn't know too much about it. So maybe it'd be more relevant if more people knew about it.
As you can see, a Historic Preservation Commission is good for the community when it is heavily involved in the community. If you have a free Monday, head to one of their meetings held the first Monday of every month at 5:30 at the City Hall Annex. For News Valdosta, I'm Lanika Alexander.
Free Thanksgiving dinners will be offered on November 22nd at 10 a.m. by the Home and Foreign Mission Outreach, located on Lake Park Road. Other free services will be offered as well, such as blood pressure screenings, flu shots, and free clothes. This event is free and open to the public.
Gas prices are down both in Lowndes County and across the nation. Sunday marked the 52nd consecutive day that the national average price for regular gas dropped, according to reports from the AAA. Sunday's national average was $2.89, which is 8 cents more than Georgia's average. Both are significantly lower than the national and Georgia averages at this time last year, which were both about 40 cents more. The lower prices are expected to hold steadily in earlier next year by rising at least to $3 a gallon in early spring.
When we come back, we'll have Robin Carter with the weather report, so stay with us.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities. To ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give. Advocate.
Volunteer. Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Get your ass out. You're not in here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard!
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather with Robin Carter. Robin, what's the forecast?
Thanks. Well, it looks like we will have our winter, at least for today and tomorrow. Today's high is at 49 degrees with the wind blowing at 12 miles per hour. The real feel is 40 degrees and will continue throughout the day, so make sure you grab a coat and scarf before you leave the house. Tonight's weather will be at a record low of 20 degrees, perfect weather for a night in with hot chocolate. But if you are forced to leave the house in the night breeze, make sure that you wrap up to stay warm. Expect the cooler weather to warm up a bit tomorrow at 57 degrees during the day, but bundle up to face the night as the weather drops to a 22 degrees at night. The UV index is at a 4, which is moderate, so if you have any skin showing, make sure you apply sunscreen to protect from the sun rays. The pollen count is at a low of 0.3, the predominant pollens being ragweed and juniper, so allergy sufferers should be sneeze-free today to enjoy this cool weather. That's all I have for weather today. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thank you, Robin. When we come back, we'll look at sports with Quenisha Claiborne, so stay with us.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future. That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. He needs something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Terry!
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
I love learning.
I believe in service.
I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness. I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division 2.
Welcome back.
Now let's check in with Quenisha Claiborne for our local sports. Quenisha?
The Valwood Valiants took on John Millage Friday night at Goddard Field. John Millage Academy fought back from a 20-point deficit to come out on top with a 35-34 victory. The Valiants' bitter defeat closed their season with a 10-2 overall record in the quarterfinal round of the GISA Class AAA playoffs. Valwood coach Ashley Henderson commented that although the Valiants didn't reach their ultimate goal, they have accomplished a lot this year. It's that time of year again that many of you loyal fans have been waiting for, winter sports, and the Valwood Valiants are gearing up for their season to begin on December 4th. Both the Valdosta girls and boys basketball teams will play in Douglas, Georgia that afternoon. The away game will be a non-conference game against the Citizens Christian Academy Patriots. The Valdosta State tennis team won their last national championship in 2011. Since then, the Blazers showed too many ups and downs to add another trophy. But this upcoming spring, the men's tennis team is shooting for another trophy to bring back to Titletown. Nicholas Herbring has more on the story.
Since 2011, the Blazers haven't been able to reach the NCAA finals, where the group of Konstantin Kochenko, current assistant coach, was able to win the trophy. The 8 players on this year's team include 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores and 3 returning juniors, which should be a good mix, but it's still a young team in comparison to others. All players on the team are focused on making the dream of a national championship come true, and therefore they seek advice from former champ and ITA All-American Konstantin Kochenko, who is currently the assistant coach and knows best what it needs.
I think there are a lot of factors that need to intertwine in order to be able to win a national championship. First of all, you need to do a good job recruiting. You need to have players here that have a high level. And then second, I think hugely important is also that the team works well together and that there is a good atmosphere within the team. And third, I would say also always luck.
One big difference from last year to this year might be the addition of one promising gun from Canada. Edward Njun, top junior player in the world under 14, is finally eligible and can impact the team with his huge experience.
I'm a redshirt freshman on the Valdosta State tennis team. I'm a sophomore in school, and I'm 20 years old. Well, we've put in so many hours coming into the fall season of just training hard and hours in the gym. We just really hope it pays off and ends up with a championship.
I also wanted to know who are the teams to look out for this year and which team has to be outplayed for the 2015 National Championship trophy.
We're actually really lucky to have a pretty strong conference. We had the national champions in West Florida, which we're going to be looking forward to and potentially beating. Well, actually, we will beat them this season. So that's the matchup to look out for.
The Blazer tennis team is going to add 3 guys from France, Canada and Germany. So the team's going to have a lot of potential. But in the words of the head coach, John Henson, potential means nothing. We are very excited to what the future has in store for the men's tennis team.
Madison Floyd, the daughter of Lowndes High School principal Jay Floyd, recently decided to make a move for her new home. Madison, who has been a key member of the back-to-back Region 6A championship team with the Vikettes, has made the decision to play college softball in Jefferson City, Tennessee. The senior infielder, who has played the last 3 straight seasons on the All-Region 6A team, will play her next season of softball with the Division II Carson Newman Eagles. And that's all I have for you guys in sports today. Back at you all at the news.
Thanks, Quenisha. When we come back, we'll tell you about a local upcoming music festival.
And a look into our student art scene. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks, more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
A family-friendly 2-day music festival will be held in Lake Park this weekend. The Lake Park Seafood and Music Festival, headlined by the Grammy Award-winning band Montgomery Gentry, will be held on Saturday and Sunday from noon until 9. The event will feature local seafood and feature over 10 musical guests all day long, with merchandise and art vendors. The music festival will be the kickoff for WIRK's Friends Feeding Friends food drive, benefiting the South Florida Food Bank. The Lake Park Music Festival will take place along the waterway at Kelsey Park. VIP tickets are also available.
Downtown Valdosta has added a colorful attraction to its art scene. News reporter Robin Carter has more.
The City of Valdosta and the Turner Center of the Arts are working together to add a little bit more culture to the downtown area, and they started right here in Bennie's Alley. With the population growing, the City of Valdosta is looking for unique ways to get people downtown.
With the mural on the wall, I think that it would bring in a lot of attraction, because some of the pictures on the mural have something like zodiac signs, and it's very attractive. I think it would bring in a lot of people on First Fridays.
Not only has the mural become an attraction, it has also sparked a conversation on exactly what the mural represents.
I think it's really nice that Annette Howell Turner Center for the Arts decided to bring this mosaic down here and add a little bit of culture to the downtown scene. At first, I had no idea what it was. But upon a closer glance, I think it's a representation of the Big Bang Theory. So that's kind of cool to see that. Hopefully we'll see some more culture being brought to downtown.
This is just the first step for the City of Valdosta to bring some culture to the downtown area. You can come and see the mural at any time. It is open to the public, and there are also surveillance cameras for safety. With News Valdosta, I am Robin Carter.
Now, those aren't the only artworks you'll want to see this week. News Valdosta reporter Jennifer Dandrin has this report on a local gallery exhibition.
The Fall 2014 Senior Art Exhibition is now underway at Valdosta State University. 9 graduating seniors from VSU's art department have their work displayed in the Fine Arts Gallery of the first floor of the Fine Arts Building. The exhibition, titled Exposure, showcases drawings, paintings, and even homemade furniture. The community is invited to tour the gallery. The exhibit will run until December 8th. It is open from 8 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Fridays. However, it will be closed during the week of Thanksgiving. There is no admission. For News Valdosta, I'm Jennifer Dandrin.
When a child dies at any age, the family suffers intense pain and may feel hopelessness and isolated. The Compassion Friends of South Georgia provides highly personal comfort, hope, and support to every family experiencing the death of a son or a daughter, a brother, sister, or a grandchild, and helps others better assist the grieving family. Friends will be meeting on the third Tuesday of every month starting tonight at the Hospice of South Georgia from 6 to 7:30 p.m. That's it for our program today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Brittany Williams.
And I'm Allison Thorpe. We'll see you again tomorrow.